Hi YouTube, welcome to Irish Chic again. It's Nika and I have my husband Rupert here with me.
Hi YouTube.
So we got married in April, on April 20th, and we actually planned our wedding in 6 months. When I look back, sometimes I can't believe it. Can you, babe?
Well, kinda. It was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
But, we pulled through.
Yes, we did. And, you know, we planned an amazing wedding in 6 months. So we decided to share some of our tips with you on how we did just that. So stay tuned.
Alright, hi YouTube. As my lovely wife said, we have some tips here on planning a wedding on I guess I would say on an abbreviated time frame. As she mentioned, we planned our wedding in 6 months. So we took some time, we jotted down some notes, and put together our top 10 tips. Say that 10 times fast.
I know. Top 10.
Our top 10 tips for planning your wedding, especially in an abbreviated time frame.
Yeah.
I'll just kick it off. Our first tip is decide on a budget. Agree on a budget, decide on a budget, agree on a budget, and then cut it back. If you're planning on spending X amount, reduce it by a solid 20%. You know, really shoot for that lower number because, you know, I'm sure a lot of people have heard of what they call the wedding tax, where, you know, everything is just more expensive, you know, for a wedding. And then there's a lot of hidden costs that you just really don't see until you get there. So really reduce that amount. And I think you'll be happy, especially if you tie it into our tip number 2, spend that savings on your honeymoon.
Yes, I definitely agree on cutting back your budget when you first come up with a number, because you end up spending more anyway, like Rupert just said. And, you know, after all that hard work and planning and time spent planning, you deserve a honeymoon.
Right.
Even if it's not international, even if it's close by, whatever you can do, you deserve that time away as a couple to enjoy, relax, rejuvenate, and just, you know, spend those first few days as a married couple, whether it's right after the wedding or later on.
And the money that you save on the actual wedding, you can actually put to doing I don't know if you want to call it a slightly better honeymoon or extravagant honeymoon, something that you really, really remember.
Exactly. I remember you told me one of your friends told you to make sure to have a great honeymoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
And that was at the beginning of our planning. Yeah.
Number
3.
Tip. Number 3. Number 3 tip. If possible, find a location that also caters.
Yes.
You'll start to notice a theme as we go through.
Right.
But, you know, find a location that also caters, because that's one less headache that you have to worry about. Getting the food catered, getting this, getting that, getting the caterer over there, etc.
Making sure the caterer is on time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, number 4, don't spend a lot on flowers. So, I know some people like really extravagant flowers and centerpieces. When I was planning my wedding, a lot of people told me I would spend a lot of money and that, you know, it would cost me a certain amount, like thousands of dollars.
We weren't going to spend that much.
No, we weren't.
No,
we actually, before we went to the florist, we actually made sure we spoke about it and came up with an amount that we were comfortable with as a couple. We didn't want to go too crazy. And honestly, with the venue we chose, we didn't need to. It was already beautiful. So we were conservative when it came to flowers. I mean, they're going to die the same night. Not to be morbid, but... Yeah.
Well, technically, they were already dead when they got there.
Right.
And there's just no need. I think our flowers were white.
Yeah.
People don't really remember the flowers.
Exactly.
At all.
Yeah, they were, with little gold specks.
Or the centerpieces.
Right.
So don't go crazy on that.
Yeah, most people leave the centerpieces behind.
Right.
Yeah, so don't have anyone force you or influence you into spending more than you need to on flowers and centerpieces. It's not necessary.
Yeah, go.
So now we're on to tip number 5.
Tip number 5, work together apart. Work together apart. Work together apart. So one of the things that a lot of people do when they're planning their wedding, and we fell into this trap, initially, and I'll call it a trap because I think it is a trap. You're bringing two people together, and everybody has a different idea or a different view of what they want their wedding to look like. In order to really keep the peace and to make things run as smoothly as possible, decide who's going to be in charge of what. If you want to have one person in charge of the place settings, one person in charge of the flowers, one person in charge of the menu, one person in charge of X, Y, and Z, just do that. Then when the person who's in charge of it makes a decision, you just talk to your future spouse about it and make sure they're at least okay with it.
Right.
If you try and spend a lot of time working together on every little nook and cranny, one, it's not very efficient. Two, you will get on each other's nerves.
Yeah, and it's just wasted time.
Yes.
Yeah, like for example, like I knew that I wanted a beautiful cake. Rupert didn't really care about the cake, to tell you the truth. Like, we went cake tasting to choose the design and our wedding, and I mean, I know you cared, but I think I cared more about what the cake looked like, and so that worked out. And on the other hand, he was in charge of the invitations, and we got so many compliments on them, and I told everyone he did it,
Yes.
He did the invitation, showed it to me. It looked great, and I was okay with it. So we were able to work together apart. Yeah, it was more seamless because when we were doing it together with every little detail, it didn't work as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Topic number 6, or item number 6.
Get organized. Use Excel if you must. Use lists.
Yeah. Your lists will have lists.
Yes. And we'll have lists.
Make sure you write it down. Don't count on remembering. Don't count on, this person will do that, or et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Get organized. Once you identify a task, assign that task to somebody. If it's not the husband or wife, assign it to somebody who's close by and helping out with the wedding.
I completely agree. I mean, I am not always the most organized person. Rupert is definitely a lot more organized. So we used his strength in that category to plan efficiently and just to make sure we were on track. All right.
Number 7.
Outsource as much as possible.
Yes, so we outsourced a few things. One of the big ones was the invitations. A lot of people think that you can save money on invitations by doing them yourself. And that's probably true. You might be able to. But what you save money on costs you time and costs you, a lot of times, some aggravation. And as we said, time was one thing we didn't have a lot of.
Right.
So we went to minted.com and got our invitations made, printed, bound, and shipped to us. And actually on the site, we actually uploaded addresses. So they actually, for free, I'm sure it was included in the price.
Right.
But for free, they printed the addresses on the envelopes. And so that was a very nice touch that a lot of people liked because it was nice pretty much calligraphy to get it printed nicely. So we outsourced that aspect. Anything you can get off your plate and you're comfortable that the person who is assigned to or the vendor or anything like that can do a good job with, do it.
I agree. When it came to our favors, a family member of mine volunteered to do them, and that was something I didn't have to worry. We didn't have to worry about, and she took care of it.
Right.
People loved. We chose Caribbean rum cake. People loved it. Worked out well, and outsource whether it's with family, friends, or with a business. If you're comfortable, if it makes sense, if it's reasonable, I say do it. You need help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the next tip we have is tip number 8. Don't feel obligated to invite people that you don't want there or to do traditions that you don't want to do for whatever reason. Whether it's a family tradition, a cultural tradition, or whether it's, your mother's great aunt's best friend who's always been there.
Right.
You know, don't feel obligated, because at the end of the day, anything that you do at your wedding, you're gonna remember that you did it, and you may have a bad memory about it if it's something you don't want to do. And if you're inviting people, you have to pay for those people.
Yes, you do.
So if you really don't like the person or you don't want them there, don't invite them there.
I agree, and you might have a lot of resentment if you feel like you have to do something or forced to do something. This is your wedding as a couple. You know, really think about that. Really think about your wedding day, your memories. Avoid people who you think will bring drama. Not on your big day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Tip number 9 is accept help where you can. We both work full time,
Right.
and we have busy lives, so we needed a lot of help. And I'm so happy that we were smart enough and wise enough to accept help where we received it. For example, Rupert's sister was our wedding planner,
Right.
and I really don't know what we would have done without her. My bridal party was amazing. They planned the bridal shower and bachelorette party, and we also got a lot of help from our parents and our siblings, and we're really thankful for that.
Yeah. Number 10, decide who has a final say in different areas. You just really have to have somebody who has the final authority to really just get something done. For example, in the invitations, if one party is doing the invitations, that's not to say that you're just going to do it and forget about what your future spouse thinks. But if you're kind of conflicting over a small detail, then the predetermined final arbiter, if you will, will have that final say and will say, nope, we're going to do it this way, and that's it. That's really, I think, a smarter way, you know, to do it. Otherwise, you get locked into this back and forth, and you get bogged down this quagmire of trying to just get things done, and you really can't.
So we have a bonus tip for you.
Yes.
And our bonus tip is have fun. It's your big day, it's your special day. Make sure you have fun. The moment I got to the venue, I let it go and I enjoyed. It was a great day. It turned out how I wanted it to turn out, and I just let it go. I surrendered and enjoyed my wedding day.
Exactly. Just relax, have fun, try and have as much fun as you can during the wedding planning process. It's not that much fun. But also just have fun on your wedding day. Just try and cut loose. Don't worry about who's supposed to be here or there or whatever time. You know what? Just relax, have fun. It's just it'll be all right.
Yes, it will. At the end of the day, you will marry the love of your life.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, remember to comment and subscribe. If you have any tips you'd like to share, please share in the comment box below. Or if you have any questions about something we shared, please ask. We'll make sure that we respond.
Absolutely. So, what other videos do we have coming?
Well, last week I posted about styling the bump. So do you want to take a guess?
Styling the flat? Probably some maternity style, I assume. Then maybe baby style later on.
Definitely.
Like
yeah, things having to do, I'm about to enter motherhood. So things having to do with mothering, with having a newborn, with fashion, lifestyle, and all that lovely stuff.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned.
Should be fun.
Should be fun. Bye.
Stay classy, YouTube.